Welcome to Design Your Life with Sandy. If you're new here, I am your host, Sandy Yang. This is a place where we have real conversations about life, love, spirituality, personal growth, and of course, manifestation. Let's dive in. Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome to your December energy update. I'm so glad you're here. Honestly, I'm so grateful. And in the US, we just finished Thanksgiving weekend / Black Friday weekend. And honestly, I'm going to make gratitude a practice that I actually prioritize in my day-to-day life. But yeah, I'm like super grateful that you're here. And as some of you might know, I had been doing a Black Friday sale. And it just wrapped up. I'm so grateful. I am so happy to see so many new faces step into my world in working with me in a one-on-one capacity. So many repeated clients took advantage of this offer. I'm so excited to continue our work together. I'm also really glad that is done and it was super successful. But I'm just ready to talk about something else because I was promoting it, talking about the sale so many days consecutively that if I have to say buy one, get one again, I will literally choke. So we wrapped that up on a high note. Oh my God. Like there were some people that, I was like really good friends with, like genuinely soul aligned friendships. It's not like we stopped talking for any particular reason. It's just like they moved away and they're focusing on their life and I'm focusing on mine. So we just like haven't talked in a long time. And had some of those friends sign up with me via this offer. And I'm just like, oh my God, it literally makes my heart sing seeing your name pop up. And honestly, you know how people say when you purchase from a small business, they do a little happy dance? That is literally so true. And it's just an honor to serve you and be a part of your journey. So that's that. Just so you know, I appreciate you. So let's get into our December energy update. So I want you to think about December as like a launch pad into 2026. And 2026 energy is, oh my God, so fucking good. And we're going to talk about it. And I know this is not like a 2026 energy update or forecast, but it's important that we talk about it a little bit so we really soak up what December has to offer and move into 2026 just feeling very confident, ready, our field is fortified, just ready to go. Okay. So it's last weekend of November that just passed. So I guess Thanksgiving weekend, if you will. We had Mercury station direct. It had been in retrograde throughout most of November, so that finally ended. So Mercury station direct, Saturn station direct. Saturn, the planet of karma and responsibility. Saturn is very much father energy, is like, grow up. I know this is not comfortable, but you need to take responsibility and you need to like advocate for yourself. It's kind of like the energy, again, is fatherly energy. It tests you, it pushes you to your limits, it helps you grow a backbone. So Saturn had been in retrograde since mid-July this summer. So that also finally stationed direct after several months of retrograde. So Mercury, Saturn, both direct. Okay, Venus, the planet of values, pleasure, money, love, all kinds of good things, just moved into Sagittarius from Scorpio. So that is a shift in energy. When it comes to planets, Mercury and Venus, we can actually feel versus Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, they're more outer planets and they take a very long time to move. So we don't feel them as much on a daily basis. But Mercury retrograde, I know some of us feel it more than others. Mercury retrograde, we can feel things kind of like slowing down. We can feel maybe a little bit more lethargic and maybe just like we need to wait a little bit for clarity to arrive. So again, like Mercury, Venus, we can feel them move. Outer planets, though, we don't really feel them as much. And then Neptune, also an outer planet, is stationing direct on the 10th of December. So that is coming up. Neptune is the planet of, I want to say the planet of illusions, but it's very like Pisces vibes, mystic vibes. It's mysterious, it's the unknown, it's imagination, it's also illusion. Illusion versus imagination is kind of like a slippery slope. So Neptune is going direct, and with all of those planets stationing direct, we no doubt will be feeling forward momentum. And when I was preparing for this episode, the guides literally were like, forward momentum of a lifetime. Like when you look back decades from now, you will be like, oh my God, December 2025 really shifted some shit. And 2026 energy. So you've probably been seeing this on social media or hearing people talk about how 2025 is a release and shed year. It is the year of the wood snake in Chinese animal zodiac versus 2026. It is the year of the fire horse. So very different energies. One is like shedding, letting go. The other is like, now that we've like released what is not authentic to us, there is this sense of lightness, optimism, just feeling whole within ourselves, feeling complete, feeling like more like ourselves than ever before. And then moving forward from that place. And it's just going to feel so different. It's literally night and day. Also, and like fire, like when you think about a horse, is fucking powerful. It wants to go. It doesn't want to like linger around and overthink and procrastinate. Is very Aries energy too. And we'll talk about this further, but it's like we will figure it out as we go energy. So that's actually a really good thing. A lot of your manifestations are going to just like rapidly come into fruition in 2026 and forward. Like, I mean this so seriously, and I roll my eyes because thinking back to the previous 2 years, like 2023 moving to 2024, I was like, oh my God, I was so over it. 2023, like, kind of ripped me apart. And I was like, oh my God, like 2024, please just like be different. And collectively, it was a numerology 8 year, and I'm like, oh my God, the year of power. Like, I'm gonna feel fucking powerful. Let's go. But personally, it was a 7 year for me, and that is all about spiritual upgrades and awakening. So that was just very interesting. Learned so much from it. But like, wow, that also ripped me apart. So 2024, I just felt ripped apart. I like a lot of great things happened, obviously, but just like, wow, that was a very challenging year. In 2024, honestly, I have friends in the spiritual entrepreneurship space, business owners of all kinds. Everyone was just saying like, this has been such a challenging year. Like, no one was thriving. I say that, but like obviously we had all made strides, very meaningful strides in 2024, but it just felt like, oh, like, can I catch a break? And then moving to 2025 is like, oh my God, this year please be different. And for me personally, I know everyone's having like a different experience of their own. For me personally, it's almost like I shed it so much and now I had to rebuild, and that felt very difficult for like the first 6 months. Overall, I feel like 2025 has been partially shed and release and then gradual rebuild. So that is my experience. But collectively, 2026 is going to be juicy. And especially if you are someone who is serious about your personal development, your healing, your expansion, like is going to be a fruitful one. And it's not going to just stop in 2026. Like, we are numerology wise, 2026 is a 1 year. 2025 has been a 9 year, so that is a 9 year cycle. So we are literally wrapping up this cycle and transitioning into a new one. This is real, you guys. This is going to be such a shift. I feel like maybe since like 2019, things have just felt like, oh wow, like there's a very apparent shift in the collective energy. And 2020, it was like, whoa, what the heck is happening? And then, it's just been heavy. It's been a lot of shedding, ego deaths, awakening, shedding, ego deaths, awakening again. But 2026 is almost like I've shed enough and I've taken off layers of inauthenticity. And now I am fully me. I'm more me than ever before. And let's fucking go. I get this vision of like, you're just like walking and there's this lightness in your steps that you almost want to skip. Like, if no one was watching, you would be skipping, which is amazing. So, love that for us. Just like a little preview of general 2006 astrology movement. So we talked about outer planets, Saturn having station direct, Neptune soon to be on the 10th of December. So just like those planets stationing direct is amazing. They are also going to be moving into Aries. So Saturn is moving into Aries, Neptune also moving into Aries. So they're going to come together in Aries. So like I was saying, outer planets take a long time to move. Saturn takes 28 years to circle the zodiac wheel, and Neptune takes like 164 years to go around the circle. So that's a really long time. And them coming together in Aries, that is actually huge. So, as you know, Aries is a very fiery energy. So, these planets have been in Pisces for a while now. Look, I love my Pisces friends, but collectively, I'm talking about collectively. And if you're here, I know you are, committed to your growth. You are solution oriented, but, we're still part of the collective. So, okay, just bear with me. These planets being in Pisces collectively, we can tell there is a lot of victim consciousness going on. And Pisces is a very dreamy energy. And, it could be beautiful. It could be like, oh my God, I'm seeing beyond the 3D reality so vividly, but it can also manifest into escapism and avoidance. So collectively, we have been seeing a lot of numbing behavior, like social media, using substances, like, I'm not saying like drinking is bad, but like using alcohol, using weed to numb. And again, like, I believe you can use those substances in a way that is fruitful, that like makes life more colorful. But it's like, what is going on with people? Just like a lot of like victim consciousness going on. And I do it too. I am big time realizing how like victim consciousness is actually so sneaky. And even the most badass people I know, like, they do it too. So I'm not saying like, oh my God, ew, victim consciousness, but like those outer planets, Neptune, Saturn moving to Aries, Uranus is going to move into Gemini. So fire and air. Pluto is in Aquarius, so that is an air sign. So it's almost like really fast moving energy, rapid movement. We're not just like staying stuck. So those planets were previously or have been in like water and earth. And when you think about that, it's like, oh, it sounds muddy. It sounds like I could get stuck here. It feels like I'm drowning in mud and it doesn't feel good. But that period also served a purpose. We are really moving forward. Okay, starting December, and with like this fire and air energy, like victim consciousness is just going to go away. Like I can't speak for everyone in the world, but like, okay, someone like you, like my dear listener, you care about your growth, and you've always cared about your growth. You've done this for years, but it's almost like, wow, I am realizing how I've been, this is like overly generalized, but it's like, oh wow, I've been in like hermit mode. I've been shedding and rebuilding myself in silence. But now it's like, I want to take all of the inner work I did, the person I am becoming right now, like she deserves to be out there. She deserves to be seen. Like she wants to create. She wants to do things, use her intuitive gifts to help her manifest a juicier, more meaningful life in the 3D, in her very real life. Like, she's ready to move. We're moving forward from this place of wholeness, of radical self love, like this new level of self assuredness and competence. And like, literally, victim consciousness is just going to disgust you. It's really funny because, like, sometimes, like I said, we can be in victim consciousness without knowing it. And, like, I totally feel like sometimes we just have to be like, yeah, whatever happened is not fair or is really hard. And, like, wow, what the fuck just happened to me? But like, we're gonna like move out of that place very quickly with all of this Aries energy. Fire horse energy is going to be like, okay, like that happened. We're gonna process it quickly. We're gonna be like, okay, well, that kind of sucked, but what are we gonna do about it? Like, how are we gonna make it better? How are we going to move forward? We're going to spend a lot less time dwelling in the bad feelings, the disempowered state. So 2026 is also a 1 year in numerology, and I'm a one life path in numerology, but it's literally going to be like you deciding to commit to yourself and committing to your highest timeline. One is like, there's not a lot of karma or burden emotionally or physically. Is like, I have gotten rid of the burden and the clutter, and now I move forward with like a sense of lightness. So I feel like I've said that like 5 times, but there's this sense of lightness. There is this inner fire that is just like burning, like the universe just lit a fire under your butt. So that's that. You're not just moving fast either. You're moving forward with a lot of inner wisdom that you have accumulated over the last many, many years. And so I hope you're very excited. I feel like you can probably tell that I'm very excited about this energy just talking about it. Okay, so let's talk about December because that's where we are at. And I feel like December is such a magical month. We have the new year to look forward to, especially this one that is coming, and it's the holiday season. I personally am not like a huge Christmas person, but I just love the vibe that goes on. It just feels joyful and magical. This year has been really good for me in so many ways. Not saying it has been easy, but just looking back, it's like, wow, all of those things happened. And I was courageous enough to show up for it. I hope you feel that way about yourself too. If you are here, 2025 may not have been the easiest, but you deserve to acknowledge yourself for the way you've shown up for everything that's happened. Okay, looking back. So we had this round of eclipses in September, right? And that really shifted things big time. It closed so many karmic cycles, completed so many karmic contracts. Moving into October, we're processing that. Like, okay, I feel a shift, but I don't really know what it is. And maybe it felt positive, like, wow, I feel more powerful, I feel lighter, I feel like I'm on this higher trajectory. But like, maybe you weren't feeling certain, like, is this going to stay? Is it just temporary? This very positive shift that I know that I'm feeling. Back in October, we also had like Mars in Scorpio that probably influenced you to make a lot of radical shifts, uncomfortable ones too. So that was really supportive for October. So October, we're just like integrating, almost like challenging ourselves to move forward differently. And then November, we continue to do that. November is like the momentum just continued. More Scorpio going on, like Mercury, Scorpio season, Mars in Scorpio, that was just like going on. And it's like, wow, I really feel like this momentum, this new sense of self assuredness and empowerment is just like building, and it really is here to stay. And then now, December is fully solidifying. Okay. And it's just going to get even better. This month, maybe it has already been coming in, but you're going to get compliments and validation from people that matter, that you deeply respect. It's like this compliment, this validation from this person just locked in a new level of confidence for me. Or like something coming through externally is going to just be like, whoa, like I really needed to hear that. And I finally received it. And because it hit so hard, it's like it spoke to your soul, it spoke to your ego fully. And again, it's locking in a new level of self assurance and confidence. And moving forward, you're just going to like doubt yourself so much less. Like, okay, we're still human. Obviously, doubts are going to come up, but you are going to like snap out of it super quickly. And that is just your new norm. Like, your new norm is so badass. Like, I feel like you are even going to surprise yourself like, wow, like I really am different. And this feels more second nature than ever. Like me a few months ago, a year ago, would not handle it this way. So I feel like you're just going to be like surprising yourself. So pat yourself on the back. Yeah, moving forward, I feel like you're just going to feel like so much more connected to your divinity within, like this sense of support from the higher realms. And life is going to feel just way more synchronistic and magical. I feel like you're just going to get so many more signs and synchronicities in your day to day as you're like going about the most mundane things like going grocery shopping or like paying your bills, and you're just going to see angel numbers fucking everywhere, like your spirit animals, like rainbows, butterflies, what have you, whatever your thing is. It's just going to feel like, whoa, I am literally one with divine source. So that is your new norm. So don't take those signs and synchronicities as like it's just a coincidence, because nothing is a coincidence. However, with that being said, something that guides have really been honing in is that signs and synchronicities, when you attach meaning to them from your ego, like it becomes detrimental. So as you receive those synchronicities in your day to day, just see them as encouragement from the universe. Like the universe is literally telling you, like, keep going, keep moving forward, and keep doing your thing. We're here to support you. Like, you literally have like a group of at least 12 to 15, even 20 spirit guides just supporting you in this lifetime. And they're like all around you. So the vibe is you ascending spiritually, but you're grounding all of that into the 3D. And when you do that, it's like magic is literally everywhere in your day to day. And you feel so connected to your higher self, so connected to divine source, so connected to your guides, so connected to your intuition. Is just a very high vibrational way of living. So the guys are saying that will be your new reality, and that is going to come online for you gradually. So that's just something for you to know. Okay. Honestly, December 2026, the vibe is less thinking, more doing, more creating. Like, I feel like procrastination and overthinking, you're literally going to feel just like, ew, like it's so draining. It literally drains your creative power, your inner fire. So, very much like the vibe is we're going to figure out as we go. We're going to learn through doing. We're going to focus on creating versus just thinking about it or just like living in the mind. It's like I'm more interested in creating with my hands. So that is the vibe. Okay, so another piece of guidance that's coming through super strongly is to commit to your highest timeline. When I say timeline, think like trajectory, think outcome, think your values and your visions. Commit to living out your values, committing to your vision for yourself, the life you want to live, your desired reality, the best version of you, the most joyful, powerful, beautiful version of you. Commit to that, because when we don't commit to that, it's like we get distracted. We get distracted by other people's expectation of us, other people's projection. Like there are just other interferences that are fighting for your attention. And it's like we unconsciously devote to other people's timelines or what they want to do versus what I want to do and what I want to create, the life I want to live. So devote, commit your attention, your energy to living out your highest timeline. So in a way, that's saying like commit to choosing yourself, choosing your most purposeful, meaningful, fulfilling, joyful outcome or timeline versus pleasing other people when what they want to achieve don't serve you. And this is not like being stingy with your energy. It's just being like more conscious of like, where am I devoting my time and energy? And does that serve me? I'm also hearing worshiping yourself. And what that means is worship is a very interesting word. So when you go to a church, I guess there's a portion where people are just like worshiping God. And it's really important that we worship the right God. And this has nothing to do with religion. I talk a lot about divine source, and you are an extension of divine source. I talk about God and divine source like interchangeably. They're like the same thing to me. So God is truth. Divine source is truth, unconditional love and light, right? So worship that and commit to worshiping that. And because you are an extension of God or divine source, by worshiping divine source, you're worshiping yourself, and vice versa. By worshiping yourself, you're worshiping God. I heard this quote from one of my favorite fitness podcasters. His name is Sal. Sal talks about his faith. So this is kind of along the lines of what he said that really stuck with me. If you are not worshiping a real God, you by default are going to worship a false God. And, like you don't have to ever go to church or subscribe to a religion. It's like when you worship divine source, you are also deciding to be anchored in truth. And whatever that's not truth will just like very quickly shatter, or you will like just see the truth behind it and you'll be like, fuck it, like get the fuck away from me. And you'll just be like, okay, that is bullshit. And when you're not anchored in that, we're just worshiping like something that is not real, like fame, money. Like money is great, money is beautiful, is loving, is vibrates at the same frequency as light, love, and truth, but it doesn't want you to worship it. Okay. When you start to worship money, recognition, fame, is like that becomes, it could like mislead you like very quickly. Okay. So circling back to self worship and adoration is like the guides want you to adore and worship yourself because you are an extension of divine source. When you do that, you start to see yourself as sacred and you start to see, like, I was created to be perfect and beautiful, and my existence on earth is important, and I'm here to be purposeful. I'm here to live a meaningful life. So it's like, oh, when you start worshiping yourself, like you start seeing yourself as divine. And whatever habits or patterns that are not aligned to the highest frequency of divinity are just going to dissipate and fall away and collapse. And of course, we're still human, and doubts and confusion and not knowing and lack of clarity, that is a part of life. Once we see ourselves as divine, we don't want to compare ourselves to another as much. We might still do it, but we snap out of it really quickly. So it's like when you worship yourself, when you adore yourself, you see yourself as divine. Okay. The guides are saying, like, you can never do anything to upset them or disappoint them or harm them. But when you forget or disconnect from your divinity within, there is deep sadness for them. And there's deep sadness for you. It's like when you are connected to your divinity within, you become so powerful and you honor your divinity within by pouring into that, by, pouring into yourself and worshiping yourself. Like, this is not like a egotistical kind of way. This is seeing yourself as divine source going through the human experience, experiencing life, and what would make my life juicier? What would make my day really good? Like, what would I do that would feel so satisfying for my soul, my heart, my energy? And I'm going to do that. Okay. Seeing your life and your time on earth, seeing your energy as sacred. And I promise you, when you see yourself as divinity in human form, like, you approach healing and self development in such a different way. I know for myself, like, I don't compare myself to other people as much anymore. I used to do it a lot. The self sabotaging shit that I used to do, I do them. It just massively dissipates. So I know this concept is kind of big, but just let it land. They're saying, like, this will circle back in future episodes or whatever content we put out. The guides are also saying, if you feel this urge that is strong that you cannot ignore to take care of yourself better, it is for good reason. 2026 energy is fiery, fire and air, baby, is moving, is the fire horse. It wants to move, and is going to require you to take better care of yourself. Your vessel needs to be ready. You need to prioritize sleep, your nutrition, the way you take care of yourself, your self-care, your emotional health, your physical health, your spiritual health. So don't ignore that urge. Your body, your vessel needs to be ready for this. Okay, what else? Last piece, last thing. We hear people say you co-create with source or with the universe. Co-creation is an experience, and you will continue to be like, wow, this is what it means to truly co-create with source, to truly see myself as divinity in human form, to see myself as a extension of divine source. Those concepts are going to just make sense to you increasingly in a very delightful way. It's going to be like, wow, like, I didn't know that before, and I know this now, and this is amazing. So that's going to be really eye opening for you. With that being said, you're going to be receiving a lot more aha moments, epiphanies, just like things are going to just get so much more synchronistic for you. And when you get an idea or when you come across an epiphany, they want you to write it down. They want you to note it, to remember it, act on them, to get the ball rolling. I am really getting it's super important to act on your inspirations. Like, definitely write it down, honor those epiphanies, and you might get like a really good idea, and it's not like ungrounded, like this ungrounded sense of excitement. It's good. You just came across truth. Write it down and talk about it to someone you trust. Journal on it, put it into action, even if it's just something really small. Just get the ball rolling. Okay, so this episode feels complete at this point. December 2025. Wow. What a year it has been. And now we are in the last month. Let's make the most out of it. I'm super excited for you. Let me know how this episode lands with you, what you're excited about this month and in 2026. I absolutely want to know. So don't be shy. You know where to find me. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you're like, I love this energy that we're talking about, I would love to embody them, but I need some help. I need energetic support. I need guidance. Book a session with me. In my signature one-on-one sessions, we open your Akashic Records. We call in your divine support team. We do energy healing. It will completely shift your energy from the inside out in the most magical way. So I will leave my link to book a session in the show notes. I cannot wait to hear from you. So don't be shy. I am here for you. And I hope you have a magical, wonderful December full of joy, connection, and nourishment. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'm sending you so much love. I'll talk to you in the next one.